Breaking news, Chicago Bulls sign Jalen Smith to 3-year $27 million deal. Huge update for the Bulls as they add Jalen Smith to their roster with a $27 million contract over the next 3 years. What does this mean for the team's strategy and lineup? Stay tuned for all the details on this exciting new addition and how it could impact Chicago's season. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're always updated with the latest Bulls news. Welcome to Chicago Bulls Updates. Are you a die-hard Chicago Bulls fan eager to stay on top of all the latest news, rumors, and trades? From trade speculations to roster changes, game highlights, and beyond, we cover it all to keep you informed and connected with your favorite team. Subscribe now and join our community to never miss a beat in the world of Chicago Bulls basketball. That's right, folks. The Chicago Bulls have officially signed Jalen Smith to a 3-year, $27 million deal. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. The former Phoenix Suns and Indiana Pacers big man is bringing his talents to the United Center, and we've got all the details you need to know. But before we dive into this earth-shattering news, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest and greatest Bulls updates. Trust me, with moves like this happening, you're gonna want to stay in the loop. Alright, let's break this down piece by piece and really dig into what this signing means for our beloved Bulls. First off, let's talk about the numbers. A 3-year, $27 million deal. That's an average of $9 million per year for those of you doing the math at home. Now, some of you might be thinking, is Jalen Smith really worth that kind of money? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to tell you why this could be the steal of the century for the Bulls. Jalen Smith, standing at 6'10" with a 7'2" wingspan, is exactly the kind of versatile big man that the modern NBA craves. At just 23 years old, he's already shown flashes of brilliance that hint at his immense potential. Let's not forget, this is a guy who was drafted 10th overall by the Suns in 2020. The talent is there, folks. It's just been waiting for the right opportunity to explode. During his time with the Pacers last season, Smith averaged 9.4 points and 5.8 rebounds per game. But here's the kicker: he did that in just 20 minutes of playing time. Extrapolate those numbers to starter minutes, and we're looking at a potential double-double machine. But it's not just about the raw numbers. Smith brings a skill set to the Bulls that they've been desperately lacking. He's a stretch big who can knock down the three at a respectable clip, shooting 34% from beyond the arc last season. This floor spacing is going to be crucial for opening up driving lanes for Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. Now, let's talk about how Smith fits into the Bulls' current roster. With Nikola Vucevic entering the final year of his contract, this move gives the Bulls some serious flexibility moving forward. Smith can either serve as a high-energy backup to Vuce, or potentially step into a starting role if the Bulls decide to move in a different direction next season. But here's where it gets really interesting. Picture this, a small ball lineup with Smith at the 5, surrounded by LaVine, DeRozan, Patrick Williams, and Alex Caruso. That's a lineup that can run the floor, switch everything on defense, and rain threes from all over the court. It's the kind of versatile, modern lineup that could give opposing coaches nightmares. I reached out to NBA analyst Jake Thompson for his thoughts on the signing. Here's what he had to say. The Bulls are making a smart bet on potential here. Jalen Smith has all the physical tools to be an impactful two-way player in this league. If he can continue to develop his outside shot and improve his defensive positioning, this could end up being one of the best value contracts in the NBA. High praise indeed from one of the most respected voices in basketball. But of course, as with any signing, there are some potential risks to consider. Let's address the elephant in the room: Smith's inconsistent playing time in his young career. After being drafted by the Suns, he struggled to crack the rotation on a team competing for championships. Even after being traded to the Pacers, his minutes fluctuated quite a bit. Some critics might point to this as a red flag, but I see it differently. I see a young player who's been hungry for an opportunity to prove himself. And now, with this contract from the Bulls, he's going to get exactly that. Remember, folks, player development isn't linear. Just because Smith hasn't become a star in his first 3 seasons doesn't mean he can't make a huge leap. Look at guys like Pascal Siakam or even our own Zach LaVine. Sometimes, it takes a change of scenery and a vote of confidence from a new organization for a player to truly blossom. Speaking of the Bulls organization, let's talk about how they might utilize Smith. Head coach Billy Donovan has a reputation for being great at developing young talent. He helped turn Shai Gilgeous-Alexander into an all-star in Oklahoma City, and he's done wonders for the growth of Patrick Williams here in Chicago. With Smith, Donovan has a versatile chess piece to play with. He can use him as a rim-running lob threat in pick-and-roll situations with LaVine or DeRozan. He can have him pop out to the three-point line to create space for drives. And on defense, Smith's length and mobility give the Bulls options to be more aggressive in their schemes. But it's not just about what Smith can do on the court. This signing sends a message about the direction of the franchise. The Bulls are betting on youth and potential, showing that they're not content with mediocrity. They're looking to build a team that can compete not just now, but for years to come. Now, let's dive into some advanced stats to really understand what the Bulls are getting in Jalen Smith. Last season, Smith posted a PR, player efficiency rating, of 16.5, which is above the league average of 15. For a player on a relatively small contract, that's excellent value. But it gets even better when you look at his per 36-minute numbers. Per 36 minutes, Smith averaged 16.7 points, 10.3 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks. Those are starting caliber numbers, folks. And remember, he's just 23 years old. There's still so much room for growth. One area where Smith really shines is on the offensive glass. He grabbed 2.7 offensive rebounds per 36 minutes last season, which would have ranked him in the top 20 in the league if he played enough minutes to qualify. For a Bulls team that sometimes struggled with second-chance points last season, this could be a game-changer. But of course, we can't talk about this signing without considering its impact on the Bulls' salary cap situation. The good news is, this deal doesn't hamstring the Bulls financially at all. With the salary cap expected to rise significantly over the next few years, Smith's $9 million annual salary could end up looking like pocket change. This leaves the Bulls with flexibility to make other moves. They could still potentially add another piece through free agency or a trade, or they could save that cap space for next offseason when some big names might be available. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. As exciting as this signing is, it's important to temper our expectations. Smith is still a young player with a lot to prove. He's going to need time to acclimate to his new team, learn the system, and find his role. The key here is patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are NBA champions. But with moves like this, the Bulls are laying the foundation for long-term success. Alright, Bulls fans, let's wrap this up. The signing of Jalen Smith to a 3-year, $27 million deal is a bold move by the Chicago front office. It shows they're not afraid to take risks on young talent, and they're committed to building a team that can compete at the highest level. With his combination of size, athleticism, and shooting touch, Smith has the potential to be a key piece of the Bulls' future. Whether he's providing a spark off the bench or eventually working his way into a starting role, his impact could be significant. But now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this signing? Are you excited to see Jalen Smith in a Bulls uniform? Or do you have some reservations? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell. You don't want to miss any updates as we get closer to the start of the season.